My name is Guzalia Davis. I'm a hypnotist, and I'm here to seduce you today and to make you fall in love with hypnosis. Before I tell you anything about hypnosis, I want to make you a promise. You're going to feel much, much better by the time I'll finish with you. Body will become relaxed, you'll feel much calmer, you'll have a little more peace in your heart. And not because I'm a very skilled hypnotist and I have a special way with words, but because I like to feel better. So how many of you were ever hypnotized? None? What if I told you it's not accurate? Each of you were hypnotized. I would say daily. We all experience some level of hypnotic trance every day. When you get to the car, start the engine, and if you drove on that route many, many times, you kind of go on autopilot. Your mind wanders off.
And then you kind of come back and you're like,
yeah,
whoa,
how did I get here? How did I get here, right? Or when you're watching a movie that you like, you get so drawn into the story. You start crying or laughing out loud, even though you still know that it's a made-up story and made-up characters. Or when you're reading a story the same way, you know, those are just words printed on a piece of paper, but it triggers emotions. It feels very real. Hypnosis is a process that helps us bypass critical factor of our mind, the logical, rational part of our mind, and make our subconscious mind more receptive to the positive suggestions, to the changes we want to create. And I did forget to give you another example of hypnosis. Just now, a few moments ago, you were hypnotized again. Not too deeply, but when we just started, just a few moments ago, I said you are going to feel better. And probably instantly you start checking in with your body.
I totally do.
Our focus got drawn inside, and maybe you unlocked some joints, and maybe your muscles became a little more loose and limp. And if you bring your focus again back to your body and pay attention, where's the tension, and how you can make it more comfortable. Maybe your feet start to feel a little heavier. Maybe your hands become a little heavier. Maybe there is a little tingling.
Yes.
And if you are too hot right now, just imagine your body has become a little cooler. And when you are bringing your focus inside like this, it doesn't mean that the outside world stop existing. It's still there. And your logical part is still knows that it's there. It's aware of everything. You know where you are. You know, I am here, weird woman with a Russian accent telling you strange words. But at the same time, you're drifting a little deeper into your inner world. And the more relaxed you are, the more calm you are, the more deeper you can go inside. And when you go deep into your inner world, you can connect with a sacred part of you, where you can create nice changes for yourself, where you can unlock all your knowledge, wisdom, talents, and skills, and bring them out. You don't have to be in deep hypnotic trance for hypnosis to happen, for your body to respond, and your mind too. And if you bring your focus inside now, into your body, and check in again with all your joints and muscles, and just allow it to relax a little. Checking in with your breathing. Notice that your breathing has slowed down, become deeper, and even that alone can help you to relax more. And just notice now this soft wave of warmth flowing through your body, helping you relax and feel so much more comfortable. And as you keep relaxing your body, just enjoying the state, I want to dispel some of the myths we have about hypnosis. Some people say it's a complete loss of control. None of you have lost any control right now. Even though your body is responding to my suggestions, you're still in full control. You can get up and leave at any moment if you want. People say it's a manipulation. Although, as a therapist, I have people coming in, paying me money, a lot of money, to manipulate their consciousness. I'm not the one that manipulated. I am just a guide that teaches them and shows them how to manipulate their own mind, to make their life better, to feel better, to heal themselves. You can get stuck in hypnosis? Absolutely not. I can tell, I can see you're all displaying the signs of being in a light trance right now, in a light hypnotic trance. But none of you probably feel like you're going to stuck there forever. Absolutely not. What are the other myths? Any questions? Another one, very often people think that you have to be completely knocked out and unconscious for the hypnosis to work. Absolutely not. Your body is already responding to the suggestions I made earlier. So it can be very light trance or no trance at all. It just depends on the goal, intention, and the wording. I can make direct suggestions, or I can wrap those suggestions just like a candy in a shiny wrap with a special wording and feed it to you. And it will be embedded very deep into there. Two parts of our mind. Conscious, logical, rational part. That's where short-term memory is stored. Mainly that part we use to make decisions, which are not always right. Like, none of you were ever getting in trouble because you used your logic. Probably daily too. And there is a subconscious part of mind, which is much, much bigger and much stronger. It's ancient part of us. It carries all the information you stored through generations, our deep beliefs and values. And that part is responsible for imagination, fantasy, creativity, and long-term memory. Hypnosis is a process of bypassing critical factor of our mind and creating a mental state that makes you more susceptible to positive suggestions. It's all there is. You can just start with relaxing your body, just like we did right now. You can listen to soothing meditative music. It will help you enter light states of trance. You can listen to shamanic drumming. This monotonous, rhythmic drumming will put you in a trance very, very fast. Or you can use count. It's very easy. It works on everybody. And I will count now from 5 to 1 backwards. You'll drift a little deeper to the level that feels safe for you and is appropriate for this time. 5, again check in with your body. Not just your breathing becomes deeper and slower. 4, notice your body has become a lot more relaxed. 3, notice how your vision has become blurry and the eyelids became heavier and heavier and heavier. And of course you can keep your eyes closed or open. It doesn't matter, but at that time it might feel much better to close them and relax. And 2, just drift a little deeper inside and 1. Just let it go completely. Reconnect with that inner part of you, inner world, and know that you can right now create any change you want for yourself. Of course, I can generalize, but you can pick something that is important to you. We all want to be healthier, and from now on, you may notice that you'll start making better choices to improve your health. Maybe move more, maybe make better eating choices, maybe craving less junk or sugary food, and be drawn to fresh fruits and vegetables. From now on, you may notice that you prioritize your sleep and make sure you go to bed in time. And when you go to bed in time, you drift into deep sleep easily. And when you drift into the sleep easily, you can sleep deeper. You can rest better. And that will result in a much better mood when you wake up in the morning. And when you wake up in the morning in a better mood, everything seems easier. Any challenge that comes your way becomes just like a game. After all, this life is just a game. And it's up to you if you want to have fun with it or you want to struggle through. And it is much easier to have fun with it. And when you know you're having fun with whatever's happening, you can achieve a lot more. And you can get more excited about routine things in your life. Whether it's coming to class in the morning, studying, taking care of yourself. And when you're relaxed and having fun, everything's easy. Your mind becomes as an open vessel that can receive and store a lot of information. It will be easier to remember everything. Just like now, even though you're so relaxed, you will remember every word I've said today. And it will be stored deeply in your mind to help you later, help yourself, whenever you face any challenge. And you can come back to that very deep, relaxing state anytime you want. Just by simply taking a few deep breaths and allowing your body to relax. And if you want to go a little deeper, you can count, just like I did a few moments ago. Just imagine on a screen a glowing number, on the screen of a television, or maybe on the dark screen of your eyelids, or just in the darkness of your inner mind. And you can set an intent. I will count from 5 to 1, by the count of 1, or maybe on the dark screen of your eyelids, or just in the darkness of your inner mind. And you can set an intent. I will count from 5 to 1. By the count of 1, I will enter this nice, deep, relaxation state. And you imagine the numbers one after one, starting with 5. 5, it's glowing now. And you take a nice deep breath, and on exhale, you let the number disappear. Another deep inhale, number 4 glowing now. Exhale, let the number 4 fade and disappear, and notice how much deeper you drift now. 3, nice deep breath. Exhale slowly, see the number 3 fading and disappearing, taking you even deeper now, possibly twice as deep or 10 times deep. 2, glowing now. Nice deep breath. Exhale. Let the number 2 fade and disappear completely, and sink deeper. And 1. Nice deep breath in. Exhale slowly. Allow the number 1 to fade and disappear, and sink even deeper. Notice how good it feels to sink, drift, float deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. And just that state alone has an ability to trigger healing processes, to make you feel much better in each and every way. And depending on how much time you have, you can stay there alone or make positive suggestions for yourself, like a short commands. For example, I am feeling better. I am much healthier. I am stronger. My confidence level is skyrocketing now. I am so beautiful. A real diva. A real goddess walking on that planet. And there is absolutely nothing that I cannot do or cannot achieve. And while your subconscious mind taking in, absorbing and organizing all those positive suggestions, you can count yourself out of the state to bring yourself back into this reality. 1, feeling a little more energized. 2, feeling refreshed as though you've spent a few days on a beach, relaxing. 3, understand that you've done an amazing job for yourself just now, and possibly it will be a turning point, and from now your life will become so much better in each and every way. 3, 4, normalizing all the bodily processes, heartbeat, breathing, blood pressure become normal now. And 5, only when your mind completes all the processes, you can open your eyes, feeling absolutely fantastic. Welcome back. So you can do it for yourself anytime you want. Just count yourself in and then count yourself out. Who believes in law of attraction or positive affirmations? Does it always work for you?
Sometimes. I think when I truly believe it, yes. But when I start to doubt myself, then no.
Which part of you has an ability to doubt and question?
I'm not sure.
Logical.
Yeah.
The smart part. We think that it's smart, right? When you make those affirmations for yourself, logical, critical part can bounce it off. But if I'll put myself in a trance and then make those suggestions. The subconscious part of mind does not know the difference between reality and fantasy. That's how we create change. That's how we can really embed whatever suggestions we want to make.
Have you ever had anybody that can't go into hypnosis?
I can't make you go into hypnosis against your will.
Right.
Like in my office, it never happened. People pay me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it will be silly to resist, give you money and then resist.
Right.
Children younger than 4 cannot be hypnotized because they don't really comprehend everything you say.
Mm-hmm.
Although you do not always need to use words to hypnotize people. It can be motion. That's why we're rock babies.
Mm-hmm.
Or music. You don't need to understand anything. Not allowed to hypnotize schizophrenics. There are already too many things going on in the head.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a belief that people with IQ below 75 are not able to be hypnotized for the same reason. They cannot comprehend what's happening. So really, the more intelligent you are, the easier for you to be hypnotized. So I was just in a group of doctors, and they start giggling from very beginning when I start talking about hypnosis. Like, we all here have here PhDs. Do you think you can hypnotize us? Like, the more intelligent you are, the easier you'll go into hypnosis. And sure enough, within a few minutes, they all went really deep. Nobody wanted to look stupid. So, what are the uses? Besides making people quack on the stage when we come into hypnosis, there are so many uses. Relaxation, releasing anxiety and stress. We can remove cravings, like for sugary stuff, and replace them with a good cravings. We can improve sleep. I can help people quit smoking or drinking or using any other drugs. But the best part, for example, if a person's sick or just plain unhappy but cannot logically pinpoint what's really going on, what is the root. In hypnosis, we don't need to know that. We can just generalize, and subconscious mind will sort things out and fix whatever needs to be fixed. That's why I said just a few minutes earlier, whatever's important to you, because I don't know any of you, but your mind knows what needs a little fixing. Yes?
How often do people come to get hypnotized? Is it like a therapy session, or is it when they feel like they need it?
Many things can be resolved in 1 hour session.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a whole hour. Usually my appointments are 1 hour. We spend maybe 15 minutes talking for me to figure out which approach to take. And then about 45 minutes for hypnosis. But for mind to create change, it has to physically change, rewire our neurology. We have to grow new neurons. That's how new habits formed, and addictions too. Approximately 21 days, I would say 3 to 4 weeks on average, this process will take place. So maybe you can come once for hypnosis session and I do recording, and then I teach you the tools we use, and you keep working at home. And by the 3rd or 4th week, you'll notice that it's already a permanent part of you. For smoking cessation, I usually do 2-hour sessions. Besides smoking, we have to resolve what started the smoking. Why nobody wakes up and says, I'm going to smoke because I want to die from lung cancer. They're trying to fill up something. It's like security blanket. The same with food usually. Nobody just eats and eats and eats because they want to get fat. There might be with some trauma. Person feels insecure, and now the body tries to build up the physical barrier for protection. Usually abused women will put on a lot of extra weight. There's something missing in your life. You don't get enough joy. Then you start to fill up with whatever's available to you. Whether it's sugar, for some people smoking, for some people it's alcohol, for some people more they turn to drugs. If you go to candy or pastry shops, it's usually filled with unhappy, lonely women. First thing they turn to when they're lonely is sugar. That's why they need ice cream, chocolate, cakes, because that's one of the ways to get serotonin. But if you find yourself like needing to reach for something, you can bring this awareness and reflect on what's going on, and maybe find something healthier to give you this joy, whether it's hobbies, crafting, maybe listening to music or dancing, or spending more time with people that are good for you. Sometimes physical illness has no known cause, like at least logically. People will go through all kinds of doctors and do all kinds of tests, and then doctor will say it's all in your head. When we have negative emotions and we don't process them, don't release them, our body stores and they kind of get stuck like negative energy. And they will resurface many, many times to give you a chance to deal with them. But if you kept ignoring them and tuck them in again, eventually over time they'll start manifesting as a physical illness. Chronic pain, fibromyalgia, and all kinds of not nice things. So in that case, hypnosis is very, very effective, because usually people cannot track far enough back to figure out what caused it. In hypnosis, we don't need to know. We can generalize and release that. So I want to show you a few practices that you can use or teach your future patients or your family. We're very complex beings. We have mind, heart, soul, body. So we want to work on all levels because that's more effective. One of the great practices I use daily, and every client that comes into my office is taught grounding. Work with mind, body, and with our energy. So I'd like you to sit straight, put your feet on the floor flat. And we're going to use your wonderful imagination. I know you have some. So I'd like you to imagine yourself as a tree. Beautiful, tall, gorgeous tree. Your body is a trunk. Your legs and feet are your roots. And just imagine yourself rooting deeply into the ground. Imagine, visualize, pretend that those roots spread deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, into the very center of the earth. That's how you get grounded. And now that you are connected to the Mother Earth, you can release whatever's bothering you, whether it's tension or fears or pain. And it's easy. You just exhale it through your legs and feet. Breathe it out through your roots. And then you can inhale fresh energy. Inhale all those fresh juices. Exhale all the tension. Inhale fresh energy. Exhale all the pain you may have, emotional or physical. Inhale all this juicy goodness that can bring you strength and confidence. Exhale the memories that may have bothered you for a while. You can let them go now. And inhale this nourishment from the Mother Earth. That was grounding, but we can take it a little farther. Imagine yourself now growing taller and taller, branching out towards the sky, and growing even taller now, reaching the place that we call heaven, or divine, or just light, beautiful, brilliant white light. And now you're connecting yourself with your branches to that light. And you can release all your worries and fears. And you can soak in through your branches, breathe in this beautiful healing light that can cleanse you, purify you, and nourish you. So breathe out all your fears. Breathe in that beautiful light and allow it to travel through your body and fill you up completely. Breathe out all your worries, all your doubts and concerns. Breathe in even more of this light. This is wisdom that can come from the divine. This support that can come from the heavens. And allow this light to cleanse, rinse every cell of your body and rejuvenate it and harmonize it. And start all the healing processes, readjusting your body, realigning your spine, putting all organs into its right place so your body can function just the way it was intended. And I'll count now from 1 to 3, and the count of 3 you'll be back into this present, to this room. 1. Coming back now, bringing all this goodness with you, all those good feelings, this fresh energy, these inspirations. 2. Feeling harmonized. And 3. You can open your eyes. It took just a couple of minutes, but not just what the difference it can make in your state, emotional and physical. If you practice this grounding a few times and your mind and body will memorize this process, you'll be able to do it, to recreate it anytime you want, and it will take just like 30 seconds. So you had an argument with your mom right there while she's still telling you everything she thinks about you. You can ground yourself and release whatever hurts. Or if you worry about upcoming exam, once you parked in your car, still in the parking lot, you can ground yourself and you will feel much more calm. And if you're calm, you can do much better during the exam. We do work with our energy. If our energy is not harmonized, misplaced, like for example, people that are always in their head, analyzing everything or dreaming too much, it literally shifts our energy higher. And then people say, I have all these plans, I need to do this, but I can't seem to find any energy or will to get up actually and do it. This is disharmony in your energy. to balance it out, bring it back down, you do grounding, and then you can do whatever you need to do. Next to how to make law of attraction more effective. Whatever your desire, your wish, your goal, you need to form it in a very concise, very small sentence. Even better if you can form it into symbol, because our subconscious mind responds better to symbols and messages. So you've created whatever it is you want to happen. You have a clear image of it. If you cannot visualize, you can have the words where you can imagine it. Then you get up, you have a chair or a couch. You don't have to get up. You say out loud or in your mind and visualize what you want to happen. And then you tense your body completely, like every muscle, cringe really, really hard for as long as you can. And then you relax everything and sit down and exhale deeply. So doing this tensing and relaxing, your mind drifts just for a little bit, for a few moments, into alpha state. In that state, your mind is more receptive to whatever affirmations or commands you made for yourself. And then while you recovering your breathing until it becomes normal again, you just repeat mentally those suggestions. Sleeping is a big one too. Lots of people get anxiety and cannot fall asleep, especially if you have something important in the morning to do. When you need sleep, you can't sleep. So counting yourself down. When to count from 10 to 1, you set intent. You tell yourself out loud or just in your mind. When to count from 10 to 1. On the count to 1, I will drift gently into the sleep. Count. If it didn't happen first count, you repeat it and repeat it. And usually it doesn't take long. Another thing that works is my insomnia clients. When you go to bed, you need to visualize this, and I'll give them like very complicated scenario. You take yourself to your favorite place, you walk on the beach, visualize, imagine every detail. What are you wearing, of your swimsuit, or like what nail polish you have. Then you meet this and this person, you have this kind of person has to imagine, create all that. And so on. I'll give them very long scenario. And sure enough, 100% every one of them on next appointment will report, Guzalia, I tried very hard every night to do homework, but I fell asleep in the middle of it. It worked. This is what we wanted. So if you can't fall asleep, get your mind busy, make it work. Visualize what you want to happen. Create just little movies in your head. At night, your mind is much rather sleep and rest than work. So that will help you fall asleep. Any questions? How are you all feeling?
Great.
Can you be like tired after?
Do people go to sleep after?
Oh, sometimes people fall asleep during sessions. Although, we personally experimented with students, I put them to sleep and then I teach them something like rapidly, and they will actually pass the exam on it. But but it's kind of experimental. Like I didn't collect enough data to say for sure, yes, this is working. So when a person comes maybe for one or a couple of sessions, I don't want to waste this time and to like play with it. If they fall asleep, I bring them up because I don't know whether they're going to absorb suggestions. But if you fall asleep during meditation or hypnosis, it means you're sleep deprived. You know. So if you're listening to recordings, for example, and you're falling asleep, you just need sleep.
How often do you use hypnosis on yourself?
Yeah, does it work on yourself?
Absolutely. Actually, it works better. For example, my recordings put me to sleep every time. I record for my clients or for students. I'll record something and I have to listen to make sure I said everything right. And on the count, I'll drift to sleep. It's my own voice. I have no resistance to it. Like there is no trust issue. And plus, I use my own language. We all speak different languages. Some are visual, some are kinesthetic, some are audio. Like for audio, I hear, I speak, let me say what I mean. They respond better to sounds. Kinesthetics, it's all about feelings. So feel yourself drifting into this relaxation state. Like we all have our own languages, and when I make recording, I use my language. It works really good on myself. Generally, you do not have to have like official hypnosis session. You can talk to yourself in the right way, or to everybody else. Like you'll have passions, or like you're gonna have to, for example, give pills or injections. Well, now that you'll have this medicine that doctor prescribed, you're gonna feel much better. And imagine you do your rods a few times a day and repeat it every time. It's like, droplets of water polish the stone, the same with our words. And it works on spouses, on boyfriends, on children. Like, isn't it strange how every time we have hot chocolate, I tell it to my son, like, it feels so cozy at home, so calm, like no problems exist. And I've been repeating it for 14 years. So now he says it himself. He doesn't know why. Like, it's nice, I like it, how cozy it gets when we have hot chocolate with marshmallows. So you can practice, like think how you can wrap up your wordings. Direct suggestions work, not always, but if you wrap them, then even in a plain conversation without any trance, those are person's subconscious mind can take in. Words like because, just like this happens, this will happen. And two sentences do not have to be really related or state truth, it still works. For example, I was telling you earlier, because I'm a skilled hypnotist, you're going to relax by the time I finish with you, which is true, and you believed in it. But I also, with the same success, I could say, because we have the white ceiling and white walls, and it creates this scene of serenity, you will feel much better in just a few minutes. It doesn't have to be true, but because you use because and connected the sentences, it will work. I'm making sense, right? So, but also use the same language, talking to yourself. Like, I'm going to make this delicious cup of tea now, and that will help me to relax. And even though I don't want to do my homework, if I'll just take a few minutes to breathe and relax, I'll get more excited about doing it. And if I get excited about doing my homework, I'll do it much faster. And repeating it like every time you have a chance. So we do have a few minutes. Would you like to? Oh, are we done? Oh, it's not full hour. I forgot. Okay.
But it's 12:05.
Yeah.
You good? Do you need a minute?
No, we're good. We're good. I'm gonna give you a So everything's going to be recorded, and just go on my YouTube and you can practice and listen. I believe you're going to have some sort of test on this information. This is a note I got.